Okay, let's continue with the review. So for the first one, you're given a graph and you have to come up with the equation. So what's M and what's B, Sam? Can you tell me what's M and what's B first? Okay. 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 Is it 4 over 1? That's 5. Okay. And not just right. So Sydney, what should it be? Negative. That's right. Yes, you are. Okay. I'm just writing down what you guys are telling me. Alright. Do I need that over 1? No. So what's my equation if I simplify it? Y equals? Elisa?
Plus 3.
That's it. Good. Okay, so simplify. I don't need the over 1. And make sure you count carefully. When you go down, you're going down 5. And also, direction of the line. You know that it's negative. Good. Okay, what if I'm given M and B? So simply writing it, Sydney?
What's the equation?
Number 2?
Negative 3 over 4x plus 6.
That's it. Good job. Okay. Now given this equation then, what is M and what is the y-intercept? Nifia? Oh, sorry, Ahira? Perfect. Okay. Remember, M is just a number, so not negative 6x. Okay. Those of you who wrote an X, half a mark off. Okay. And then number 4. This is the part where some of you got confused with. Okay. Is my slope 3? Okay, Sam?
That's just what the x value is. We have to substitute it to the right side.
Right, we have to rearrange it in the right equation first. So my slope here is not 3. Yeah, Sydney, your hand was up?
Don't you move the 3x to the other side of the cosine?
Yeah, so negative 6y equal, when I move that 3x over, I get negative 3x plus 18. Doesn't matter if you put that minus 18 on the back or in the front. I like to put it here because it's in the form y equal mx plus b. Okay, what do I do with that negative 6 now? Liana? Yeah, divide both by negative 6. Okay, so my equation, y equals? 1 over 2. Good. Negative 3 divided by negative 6 is 1 over 2x. And then? Plus negative 3? Minus 3, right. Okay. I don't want that plus minus 3. You'll lose half a mark for not simplifying. So if it's negative, it's just minus 3. Okay. So then what's my M and what's my B? 1 over 2 and negative 3. Good. Okay. Again, don't forget the sign goes with the number. Okay. Number 5. Find the x and y intercepts. Cindy?
So to find the x-intercept, you have to make y equal 0.
Right. To find the x-intercept, I have to let y equal 0. So 15x minus 5 times 0 equals 225. So anything times 0, that's gone. So it's just 15x equals 225.
And you have to divide by 15.
Yeah, good job. Divided by 15. So x equals?
X equals 15.
15. Good. Okay. So Elisa, to find the y-intercept, what would I have to do?
You have to make the y equal, or x, sorry, equal 0.
Right. So do the opposite. Let x equal 0. Okay. So 15 times 0. On the test, you don't have to write out every single line. I'm just showing it because we're reviewing. Okay, so y equals 225 divided by -5, because when we move that -5 over. Okay, and we get?
Is this test going to be online?
Huh?
Is this test going to be online?
No, the whole test is on paper. Yeah. -45. Okay, so does that mean I have the point 15 and -45? Charles? I have x equals 15, I have y equals -45. Does that make this point? Yes, no? Alright, what were we looking for again? The intercepts. Okay, so I have 2 intercepts. Why am I having 1 point? So no, I don't combine them. What is the coordinate of this intercept? Right, 15 and 0. And what about this point? Right. Okay, remember we talked about this during the lesson? So we were looking for the intercepts, which means we're looking for 2 points. So just because you found an x and a y, it's very normal for people to think, okay, that's my coordinate. But remember, you're not making 1 point. You're trying to find 2 points to graph the line. So this is your first point. This is your second point. Okay. Otherwise, you can't graph your line. Okay. So far, how was this page? How many of you got all 5 correct? Awesome. Good job. Okay. Backside number 6. Okay, so some of you had a little trouble with this because you guys needed the reminder. So when you're given 2 points, what's the very first thing you should do? Sam? I can't yet.
Put it into m equals y2 minus y1 and then x over x2 minus x1.
Right. Alright, I need to use the slope formula. Alright, this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so y2, 16 minus -6 over 12 minus -8. Okay. Whenever you substitute, don't forget to put it in brackets. Okay, because then you can see the 2 negatives make it a plus. So, Alisa, what did you get?
22 over 20, which can be reduced to 11 over 10.
Perfect. 22 over 20, which reduces to 11 over 10. Okay. How many of you use decimal in this question? Okay. How many of you kept the whole question in fractions? Oh, good for you. Okay. I was going to see which way to do. Okay. So the fraction way is the preferred way, especially since in chapter 1 we did fractions. Okay. So now that we have m, what's my next step? A lot of people were stuck yesterday after this step. Charles?
So choose one xy pair.
Okay.
And write down the formula y equals mx plus b.
Good.
And then put in the substitute numbers.
Right. Excellent. So this is the part where some people were stuck yesterday. Okay. So why did I choose this point? Yeah. Not really. This point is closer, but positive numbers, right? I don't like dealing with negative numbers because then it could get you can get careless mistakes. Okay. So This point looks like it's a little friendlier, so that's why I chose this one. Again, doesn't matter which point you choose. You can choose either or. So after I put in the y, I put in the x, I put in my m, I can solve for b now. Okay, work out this part first. So I get 16 equals 120 over, no wait, not 11 times 12, 132 over 10. Okay, you can reduce that to 66 over 5. Okay. And then when you can move this over now. So 16 minus 66 over 5 equals b. Alright. Yesterday when I came around, a lot of people just used decimals for the answer. If you did, that's great. If you want to like practice for the final exam as well, remember lowest common denominator. So 16 times 5 is 80. 80 minus 66, you get 14. So B is 14 over 5. Okay, I have my M, I have my B. So my equation, y equals, Sam?
11 over 10, x plus 14 over 5.
Perfect. Okay, good. So again, how I got the 14 over 5 is I did a lowest common denominator right here. So this is 16 over 1. So if I need to get the lowest common denominator of 5, I did 16 times 5, which is 80. 80 minus 66 gave me the 14. So 14 over 5. Right? Number 7, what is the slope of a horizontal line? So horizontal line, what's the slope? Viresh. Right, m equals 0. So an example of the equation, y equals, yeah, 0x plus, yeah, so y equals 0x plus 3, or when I simplify it, it's just simply y equals 3, right? Because 0x, that's God, so I can just write it as that. What about for a vertical line? What's my slope for vertical lines? Liana? Undefined. Okay, and an equation for an undefined slope? Yep. Okay, so you have the y equals 4 over 0x plus something. But again, whenever I have the 0, I want to simplify it. So, Viresh?
X equals 3.
Yeah, you can just have an equation x equals 3. Right? Because the 4 over 0, it's as we said, it's undefined. So all vertical line is in the form x equal, all horizontal line is in the form y equal. And notice here, there's no x, and here, there's no y. If there's an x and a y in any equation, you get a diagonal line. Okay, so any equations with an x and y is a diagonal line, and then these ones are just vertical and horizontal. Okay, so Yusuf and Nicolette. Well, up to you guys. It's your test. I got my math credit. All right. Number 8. Given the table, what is the equation of this linear relation? Okay. So how do we start this? Yeah. Okay. Let's hear your idea.
Figure out the pattern first.
Good. Figure out the pattern. What's my pattern right here?
Minus 2 each time.
Okay, you're subtracting 2 each time. Good. So when you want to find the difference, you want to subtract backwards. So 1 minus 3 gives you the negative 2. Okay, good. Is that all?
And then
What about this side? What's the pattern this side?
-3.
Not minus.
Sorry, up by 3.
Right. Okay, so +3. Okay. Next step. Next step. Yeah, you want to always subtract backwards. So 1 minus 3 gives you the -2. 6 minus 3 gives you the 3.
But wouldn't that be adding the 2? Because when you add 2 to 1, then it makes sense.
So I would say just be consistent. Like if you are doing 3 minus 1, then do 3 minus 6. Because then you'll get the negative. You'll get the negative side. Okay. So Nicolette, why don't you take a walk? You can take your time with your phone in the hall. Alright, so just wait for me. Wait for me outside. Thank you. Okay. What does this tell me?
So then you have to do the next one.
Right.
So it'd be 0 and then 5.
Okay, what was the purpose in going back this one row? I gave you the hint there, but on EQAO or on the final exam, you won't see this blank right here. That was like a hint. Well, okay, why did you have to do that one row back? Sam?
Help find the slope.
I have the slope right here already. I did that part. Charles?
More data.
More data? I have 3 data. Liana? What's so special about this first row?
It has y-intercept in it.
Right. What is the x value here? If I go back 3 more. 0. And then here? 5. So this tells me B is 5. Look at the pattern. Look at the overall big pattern. 5, 3, 1, -1, right? Right. Okay. And then what's M? Yep. Refresh. -2/3. Perfect. Okay, not just -2, but don't forget your x value as well, the 3. Okay, so this part right here, this is very important. Okay, as I said, on the test or on the EQAO or on the final exam, we won't give you this blank row to give you the hint. You have to be able to figure it out that, oh, I need to get to 0. Because when I get to 0, that tells me what my B is. Okay, so my equation, y equals? Michelle? Alisa? Where's the x? Right. All right. So as I said, on Thursday, I'll draw a big X on the board to remind you guys, because that X, like I was walking around yesterday, like at least 10 of you guys made it disappear.
What's on Thursday?
What's on Thursday? Wow, you must be dreaming for the last half an hour. Yes, it's on Brightspace. We were talking about it for like the last few days. Yeah. Yes, you need to study then. Okay, last one right here. Given the graph, draw a line with a steeper slope and lower y-intercept. So lower y-intercept, this part is easy. So like something like this. I start off lower. Okay. What about steeper slope? What does that imply? Sam. Okay, so the rise is faster, right? So faster rise. So if my line is like this right now, a steeper line will be more vertical or more horizontal? Vertical, right? So more vertical. So something like this. And there you go. Okay. You can have different answers. Okay. But it will look somewhat like this. So steeper means more vertical. Okay? So out of these 9 questions, how many of you got at least 7 of them correct? Good job. Okay, all 9 correct. Okay, good job, Jacob. Okay, let's graph these ones right here. All right, so y is greater or equal to x. When people saw this one yesterday, they had trouble with this one. Okay. When it's written like this, you guys know what m is, you guys know what b is, but then when it's like this, a lot of you guys got stuck. So but it's the same. What's m? What's b here? What's the number in front of x? 1, right? So your m is 1. Okay. Do I have a b value? No. So if there's no b value, my b is 0. Right. Okay. So this one, y equal x, is actually the most standard one. It's basically just a line that goes right through, a diagonal line that goes right through the middle. Okay. So let's graph it. 1 is up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So when I graph it, I have this. Should I do a solid line or dotted line? Why? Right. You guys are good. Okay, because it's equal to. So I'm doing a solid line. Okay. Am I done the question? I have to shade it in. Am I shading above or below? Above, because it's greater. So it's a solid line and I'm shading above it because it's greater. Okay. Next one. What's the next? Y is greater than x plus 4. Okay. So I'm just gonna do a quick sketch like this. Each box is 1. We'll just say each box is 1. So given this, what's m and what's b? M is the number in front of the x. Yep, Cindy?
M is 1
Mm-hmm.
and B is 4.
Right. Okay, so plot the 4 first. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my slope is 1, which means go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Okay. What type of line am I drawing this time?
Dotted.
Dotted, because?
Equal to sign.
Right, it's only greater than. So it's a dotted line. That. Okay, dotted line means like everything but that line. Okay, and am I shading above or below? Why is it a guess? Above, right? Because y is greater. Greater means above. As long as it works on the test and on the final exam.
Hopefully.
It will. It will. Okay. Next one. Y is less than or equal to 3x minus 4. Okay. So all of this. Notice for all of these, my first step was to analyze what the m and the b is. Okay. So what's m? What's b? Michelle. 3, right? No x. And negative 4. Good. Okay. Let's see. Timothy. What do I plot first? How do I plot this? Then you should have your paper out so that you can see it on your sheet. All right, Liana? Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me use the same color. Yeah.
And then you go straight up and then run out.
Right. Rise over run. So 3 is up 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to get out of the elevator. So over 1. I can keep doing it. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Solid line or dotted line? Right. Because there's this. And I shade the bottom. Good job. Solid line. And because this y is less than, that means I'm shading below it. Okay, some people might be thinking, am I shading to the left or to the right? It's not left or right, it's above or below. So y is less than. So that means it's less and less and less on your y. Okay. Last one. 2x plus y greater or equal to 5. Hi.
So, is the side you shade the one that will make it true? Like, if you didn't have this number, then it won't be true.
So you're thinking y is less than. So less than means like where this is at -4 right here. So you want your y value to be less than -4. So which means it's below the line. Does that make sense? Okay. And remember, you're not thinking about left side or right side. Your line right here keeps going on forever and forever and forever, right? So if you shade it, you can see you're shading everything below that line. Right? I know, like if you have it like this, it looks like it's to the right. But if you extend your line further out, then you can see it's actually below. Okay. For this one right here, what's wrong with this? Yep. Right, it's not in y equals mx plus b form, so I have to move away what? What do I have to move away? The 2x. And when I move that 2x? Right. So y is greater or equal to -2x plus 5. Okay. So my m is, what's my m? What's my b? Leah, what's my m?
2x.
No x.
Oh, 2. Oh,
-2. Right. And then my b?
5.
Right. Good job. Okay, so I can graph this now. Let's move it over a bit. Okay, so Cyrilla, what do I do first?
First you grab your B.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
And then you go down by the 2.
uh-huh,
And you go to the left by 1.
left by 1, right by 1, right. Okay. So some people are still having trouble whether should like after I get out of the elevator, should I go to the left or to the right? When you go up or down, it already took care of that negative side. So just think always going to the right will help with the direction. Right? So always go to the right. Okay, solid line because it's equal to. And am I shading above or below? Above, because it's greater. So okay. Okay. So this last part is nice and easy. It's just looking for the equation. So last part. I know today's lesson is a little longer than usual because I want to go over everything that you guys need. Okay, so first off, I have to find my m, find my b. What's b? 1. Good. And what's m? Yeah, also 1. Just choose any 2 points on the graph, on the line. So it's up 1 over 1, so that means my m is 1. So what's my equation here? Elisa?
y is less than or equal to x plus 1.
Excellent. Okay, and on the test, I don't want to see 1x plus 1. 1x is just simply x. Good. And it's a solid line, that's why it's less than or equal to, and I'm shading below it. Okay. On the test, if you write y equal x plus 1, that's also half a mark up. Okay, because y equal will only give you the line and not the shaded part. Okay, what's my m, what's my b here? This is a dotted line, yes. So, sorry, what's b?
0 equals 0. I mean, m equals 2, 0.
Good, m equals 2, b equals 0. So what's my equation, Charles? Y is, first off, is it greater or less than? I'm shading above, so it's greater, right? It's a dotted line, so it's not equal to, it's just greater. And my equation? Yeah, 2x, that's it. Okay, no plus 0. Okay, last two. What's my m, what's my b? Liana? What direction is my line? -1. And b? That's 6, so this is 5. Okay, and so my equation, y is, Alisa?
Less than or equal to -1x plus 5.
-1x plus 5?
Yeah.
So -x plus 5.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Don't be sorry. That's why I'm going over this with you, so that you don't make this that mistake. Okay. In
I have to go to the office.
Sure. Okay. Last one. Let's see who. Okay, Timothy. Now can you see? It's the last shaded one. All right. What's M and what's B? Okay. Oh, Alisa. So continue with the review package.
Okay.
Tomorrow we're gonna take up the rest of it. Okay. What's your y-intercept in this last graph?
4.
4. Okay. And your slope?
1.
Right. All right. A lot of people are helping you there. Remember, it's not just one direction of the line. It's this way, so it's -1. So y is, it's a solid line. Should it be greater than or less than? Okay. We're shading above, so it should be greater. Okay, greater or equal to, because it's a solid line. Okay, and then if m is -1 and b is 4, my equation is?
Y equals -1 plus 4.
Right. Okay. Again, no 1, the invisible 1.
Okay.
Right. And because it's shaded, it's not equal. It's greater or equal to. Okay. So that was your homework yesterday. If you were focused with your homework, you should have finished it in 34 minutes or so. Okay. I took 34 minutes because I'm explaining each step as well. So for you guys, it should have been like only 30 minutes worth of homework, which is very doable, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So continue with the package now. Keep working on these ones. Okay. Do as much as you can, because tomorrow we will try to take up the rest of this. So do as much as you can here. I do have answers on the last page. Okay, so try to do as much as you can, and then we'll take up as much as we can tomorrow, and then the study everything for Wednesday night.